everybody, and welcome back once again for another edition of Inside the Headset, Week 2, Game 2. I've got on the line the head coach of the Purple Wave of Christian Brothers, head coach Thomas McDaniel. How you doing, Coach?
The Purple Passion. How you doing, Stuart?
You had passion Friday night.
Hey, man, it took a lot of passion for us to get that W, but different field, different color, different team, all that, but the passion's still the same, brother.
All righty, as normal, I've got my Starbucks in my hand, and you take it from here. I'm sorry, if I was near you, I'd buy you one. Take it and take it and run with it. Run us through the game. 28-20.
First of all, man, I'll tell you what. Unbelievable atmosphere. You know, I've waited, 8 months. I've been hearing about the tradition and kind of the community spirit. Just so many different components to what goes into a Friday night at Christian Brothers High School. And man, it lived up to everything that I was told. It's just one of those places, man. It's been playing football for so long and been in business for so long that you just got certain traditions that you just can't find anywhere else. And one of them being our Brothers Walk. We have this very unique patio up above our stadium, and at 6:10, all of our players walk down from our field house to the stadium through the Brothers Walk, and the band, which is the oldest high school band in America, by the way, but our band, our student section, our parents, all of them are sitting out there, and you walk through this big mass of people while they're playing the fight song. It's just a very cool experience for the kids. And then, our student section was unbelievable. With it being an all-boys school, the games a lot of times are the kind of social get-together, so to speak. And so a lot of the girls from St. Agnes and IC and even other schools come over for the game nights, and so the student sections are just pretty impressive, to be honest. And then obviously the game was a great game too. I think we were ranked 5th and they were ranked 6th in the city going into the first game, and not that matters, but it was two pretty good football teams. To be honest with you, a pretty clean game, considering it was the first week as far as penalties. One night it wasn't a ton of penalties on either side. It wasn't really that sloppy a play on either side. So all in all, a great night. The weather was great. I think there was well into 6,000 people at the game. And, like I said, it's a great atmosphere. And just special to get that first win. And then obviously just kick the season off with a W. And
so can you just take me through the game, how y'all won the game just like you normally do?
Yeah. Well, we took the ball because of Dylan Mitchell, obviously, and as you well know what type of special player he is, but we took the ball, went right down the field first drive. I think it was 8 or 9 plays and scored. I mean, it was beautiful. And, really did a great job of executing. And then, unfortunately, they drove right back down the field and scored all that, made it 7-7. They kicked off to us, made a 52-yard kickoff return that got us across midfield, and then the very first play after the kickoff return, our tailback busted a 40-something yarder for a touchdown. So we were up 14-7, and then it went back and forth, and we ended up scoring right before the half to make it 21-7. And so, we felt pretty good at halftime. We were able to keep Mitchell off the field most of the game in the first half. Obviously, he had a few touches, but we were able to keep him in check. Second half, neither team really could get in the sync. I think they scored to make it 21-14. We scored to make it 28-14. They scored to make it 28-20. They missed the extra point. We drove down the field. Had a great drive when it was 28-20 when we needed a game-changing drive. We drove down the field and got the ball inside the 10, had a penalty that pushed us back, and ended up getting a field goal block to start the fourth quarter. Would have put us up 31-20. And really, it should have been 35-20, but we didn't finish. That was our fault due to a couple penalties. They got the ball back with about 8 minutes to go. We're up 28-20, and as you can imagine, obviously every play was kind of hold your breath at that point because again, with the explosiveness of Dylan Mitchell and just overall their their athleticism. They were a little more athletic than us, and as a whole, a little more team speed. But we found a way to get the stop and got the ball back and drove down another time to chew out the clock. I think it was a 6-minute drive. We chewed out the clock and we finished that drive on about the 7-yard line as time ran out. So we had some chances really to put the game away. Never been around a group of kids. And I'm not saying that, not saying it's good, bad, or different with kids that I was used to in my previous positions, but, I've never been around a group of kids win a football game and be so disappointed. And I think they were disappointed, number one, because we had a chance to put the game away and make it 35-20, and we didn't do it. And then, I just felt like when the game was over, our kids didn't feel like they played very well, and they were upset. And so that's, a different feeling. I was kind of, I don't want to say shocked, but I really was. I was kind of confused when the game was over because our kids were noticeably upset that we did not play better than we did. And I think they took it personal. And so I kind of, in hindsight and reflection, was, I guess I was kind of excited to see that they reacted that way. Initially, I was kind of confused, but whatever. We won the game. It wasn't always pretty, but we did what we needed to do offensively. We ran the football very effectively. Our tailback had over 300 yards all-purpose offense, and our quarterback ran the ball well when he needed to. We really dominated the line of scrimmage on offense. So I did punt the ball one time. That was a key point in the game. We didn't have to punt to Mitchell. And defensively, though, I just felt like we did a very poor job of tackling and, didn't play with the type of effort, sustained effort that I want to see. So, but some of that has to do with their athleticism and it had us on our heels at times because we were kind of diving and missing. But again, we found a way to win. We're going to continue to strive every day to get better and focus on the positives. And then, hopefully we will, keep moving in the right direction.
Getting back to those kids, I'm interested in something. You mentioned that, so they're not happy with a sloppy win. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, they definitely weren't happy with a sloppy win, but I think where they were really upset, I think it's twofold. I think our kids knew after the game at individual positions, they knew whether they played well or didn't. And,
okay.
I specifically remember one of my offensive linemen was pretty much crying after the game, and I was like, man, what? I'm not going to say his name, but what's going on? He just kept shaking his head. He was upset with himself. He did not play the way he wanted to. And that, after watching the film Friday night, Saturday, I was disappointed in the way he played because he had done so well at fall camp.
Right.
That's one example, but I think as a team overall, they were upset because, number one, we didn't play up to our potential. And then I think number two, again, when we had the game at 28-20, we had a great drive. We had a game-winning drive where we had the fourth quarter start, and we had obviously the timeout from the change of the quarter. And I basically told them, hey, you score right here, it's a ball game. It's 35-20, and the ball game's over. So early in the fourth, we had a chance to put the game away, and we didn't. And I think our kids were, they were upset. They were pissed, and they should have been. But again, I think it's kind of just part of the culture that's ingrained in the school and the type of kid that's there. But I think at the same time, you got to enjoy it. I've learned over time, you can be mad on Saturday, but when it's over, you got to enjoy it and, at least take a moment to reflect and say, hey, we got the win, good, bad, or indifferent. We won the game, and we'll just worry about getting better next week. But so I take it as a positive, but
okay.
They're also very realistic and knew that they didn't play well. So I think it's somewhat encouraging.
All right, so before we talk about your next opponent, you've had a chance to review the film. So what have you been working on this week? Today was the last day you'll go full speed, but or what speed?
Well, we don't actually play this week, Stuart. We're off until next Friday.
Okay.
We play Fairleigh High School, a city school, next week, but we're actually off this Friday. So, obviously you wouldn't want to have a break right after the very first game.
No, I must have misread that date because I normally wouldn't expect that. Go ahead.
Yeah, but timing-wise of the break is not great.
Is what it is.
Right. But selfishly, I'm kind of glad it's there. It's kind of a decompress week before we really get into the grind. We needed to win that first game. We've got a lot of momentum right now in the community. And rightly so. Like I told you last week, we're literally digging in the ground right now in this new building. So we have a lot of positive things going on at school. Obviously, new coach, new attitude, all that. You can take that for what it is, but there's just a buzz about us right now, and we needed to capitalize on that with a win. So I would be lying to you if I didn't say it was a sigh of relief for me personally for us to get that first win, just kind of take a breath and say, shoot, we got that one, now let's get the ball rolling. And so it's not the perfect timing, but what it has allowed us to do this week, we really allowed us Monday to spend a lot of time evaluating the film.
Right.
And so Monday we didn't do anything except watch film for an hour and a half. That was good to criticize, critique, instruct, and get better from it. And then, to be honest with you, Tuesday, Wednesday, and tomorrow have been very physical practices. We got into the third week of camp or the first week of school, and really I started backing off because at that point we kind of knew who our starters were going to be.
And you don't want to beat each other to death at that point.
Yeah, I just wanted to get the horses to the race.
Yep.
And but so we, I don't want to pinpoint anything in particular, but I felt like we didn't play as physical in some spots as we could have. We definitely didn't play for potential. And so this last couple of days has been about getting back to the fundamentals, board drill, 3-on-3 drill, tackling circuits, ball security. It's been about getting back to the basics and forgetting about team. Let's worry about getting better on skills. And it's been physical, and it's been good for them to have to kind of re-amp their toughness. I don't think, you can't evaluate toughness just by Fridays. You got to work on that. It's part of the skill. You got to create toughness. And, we're kind of recreating our toughness this week. The kids have responded well to it. But to do that, and then obviously Monday we'll go back in and start, game prep for Ferry. But so not all bad. Timing's a little goofy, but it's been good for us, and we're taking it as positive.
Coaching staff, first time to have them with you and all of y'all together on a Friday night. How was that?
Man, honestly, again, I can only speak for myself, but it's like riding a bike. I mean, it was very comfortable. I feel very comfortable with the coaching staff. I think they understand what the expectation is for me. It's been a lot of pre-game prep. We've had to be on headphones at practice sometimes. We've had to organize the sideline at practice more than normal. And, we even on Thursday, we went off the field. We came back on the field. We practiced everything leading up to the game. But I really felt like the coaches did a great job of the game management, good job of communicating. And, I think a good job by handling me. I think anybody that's been around me on the sideline knows that I'm a nutcase, and that's just not going to change. I tried for several years to change who I was, and it's just not. I'm just going to be what I am. And but I think the coaches know that. They did a great job of building the kids up. Again, communicating effectively on the sideline, and I thought our players did a great job. So honestly, all in all, again, for a first game, especially with new staff, very few kinks, and obviously things we got to improve on, but it could have been a lot worse.
Well, being real is what makes you so unique, Coach.
Well, I appreciate that. I don't think a lot of people do, but that being said, I mean, it just you know what it is. It's not a facade. It just is who I am.
Coach, you don't think I had never rubbed anybody wrong?
Yeah, I know you have, but it's just it don't matter whether you're in red, whether you're in purple, whether you're in, it doesn't matter, man. Still get you jacked up on a Friday night, go out and compete and watch kids that you feel like are prepared, see how they can perform and play hard. I was proud for our kids. They played hard. I think they had a lot of fun, and that's what we're focused on right now. Just enjoy the game, enjoy the brotherhood, and take each win as what it is. And we'll worry about getting better the next day. But very special to get that first one, and just so many different traditions. Man, we had a victory dance after the game. They do them every Friday night in the courtyard of the school. So just some kind of old school, cool traditions that you're not used to seeing in a lot of places that are still alive and well at Christian Rose High School.
Well, anything else for the faculty, fans, and staff, and administration, and parents, and whatnot, and Purple Wave fans that have the passion?
No messages tonight. We got a lot of passion though in Memphis, but I saw the event in Murfreesboro was a big success. I know that both teams that came into town were obviously very talented, but I thought what I thought both Murfreesboro schools did a great job of competing and representing the area. I think from what I heard, it was a great turnout, and obviously having John Jones lead something like that's pretty special. I know you were there. It must have been a great event.
Well, it's just, it's one of those things that, you try to tell people, man, you're going to get to see some kids that are going to play on Saturday, and that's pretty special when you can go back and those kids can say, sitting around 3 or 4 years from now, maybe one of them are playing, getting ready to play at a different level, and you say, I can remember when I played up against them. No different than you played up against some guys in college and in high school, and those memories, you just can't take them away.
No, that's a memory that they won't forget. Like I said, I just think it kind of speaks to, again, there's some people in the community in Rutherford County, you being one of them, John Jones. John has such a passion for high school athletics and obviously in particular football, but for him to, I think the story's been told, but the way the whole situation played out in January and February, for him to take the reins of that event and run with it and make it work and have it turn into such a huge success, I think it just is another example of his, his ability to lead people and be successful. And I was proud for him because from everything I've heard, the event was very well received, and I think it's something they'll try to continue doing, so I think that's awesome for Rutherford County.
Well, who knows? We may invite you over. I'm sure you bring your crew over, and we'd probably have a good time.
Maybe one of these days.
All righty, let's wrap it up. All right, so Coach McDaniel's off this week, and he'll continue to practice, and we'll join back up with him next week and find out as he prepares for Fairleigh High School. So we'll see you next week.